Did you know that under Florida's new immigration bill, even a first-time offense can land you in jail for up to 9 months, and there's no exceptions on this? So the law is one of the toughest state-level immigration policies in the entire country, and it removes judicial discretion. And what that means is that judges can't reduce sentences even if you watched the video, you heard Carlos's story. But now you're asking a deeper question. What happens to his wife and kids? Well, this is where the law meets real life, because behind every arrest and mandatory sentence, there's a family left behind. And under Florida's new immigration law, the consequences don't stop with the person charged. They ripple out to spouses, children, and entire communities. I'm attorney Adam Rossen from the Rossen Law Firm, and in today's video, I'm answering a powerful question that came straight from the comments. So let's jump right in and break it down. Let's revisit the example I gave. Carlos is a father of two. He's undocumented and is arrested for unauthorized re-entry into Florida. Now, under this new law, he's facing a mandatory minimum sentence of 9 months, and maybe more if it's not his first offense. And the big question is, well, what happens to his wife and kids? Are they charged too? Do the children get to stay? And who steps in if both parents are gone? Well, here's the truth. In most cases, immigration-related criminal charges are applied individually. So that means that Carlos is charged unless his wife also re-entered Florida without authorization or was part of any offense tied to his arrest. But just because she's not being able to be charged doesn't mean she's safe. If his wife is also undocumented or has an unstable immigration status, his arrest can trigger ICE to investigate her too. Now, this is where families are torn apart, and not just legally, but emotionally and financially as well. Now let's talk about the kids. If Carlos and his wife are both undocumented and one or both end up in custody or deported, their children are left behind. So what's going to happen to them? If the children are U.S. citizens, well, they may have the right to stay, but who's going to take care of them? Sometimes a relative steps in. In other cases, children are placed in state custody with the Department of Children and Families. And if the children are also undocumented, now they're exposed. Now, they might not be charged with the crime, but they're becoming part of the system that they never asked to enter into. So when someone like Carlos is arrested, the system doesn't just remove a person, it can dismantle an entire household. Kids miss school, bills go unpaid, families fall apart. This is what happens when laws are written to be punitive without accounting for human impact. Now, more than ever, immigrant families in Florida need to be proactive. So what do? Have a family preparedness plan. Know who will care for your children if something happens. Get legal documents in place for guardianship and emergency custody. You also need to consult with an immigration and criminal defense attorney as soon as possible. If one parent's arrested, a good legal team can fight to minimize charges or argue for alternatives to incarceration. You also need to know your rights. Even if you're undocumented, you still have constitutional rights and protections. You don't have to answer any questions from law enforcement without an attorney. You do have the right to remain silent. And most importantly, don't wait until it's too late. If you or a loved one is undocumented and worried about what this law could mean for your family, call us immediately. Let's create a plan, let's protect your rights, and let's fight to keep families together. Call us at 754-206-6200 for a strategy session. And if you want more videos like this with real legal answers to real life questions, subscribe to our channel. Drop your questions in the comments. We do read them. We respond. Here we are to help. And here we are responding to a great question that we had in one of our earlier videos. I'm attorney Adam Rossen. Stay informed, stay ready, and stay protected.